What's up everyone, this is Sam from 64 Wheels, back more diecast, and today we're going to be unboxing 4 more Matchbox working rigs. So we have 2 fire trucks and then 2 service trucks. We have the tree trimming truck and then a dump truck. So both of these on the left, I believe, are both new paint schemes. I don't remember seeing these. This fire truck, this is like a newer style graphic that they've been doing on rescue vehicles, so I think they made that to match it. And then this one has a green flame paint job, and I don't recall seeing a green flame paint job before. So I think both of those are new. However, these over here are both repeats, but if you're a longtime collector, you might notice them. These, I believe, were the first paint jobs that these trucks were released in. So the International Workstar 7500 dump truck was first released in a blue with star kind of paint scheme. So I believe this is an exact replica of that. And the same thing here. When this truck was first released in what, like 09, because it was, I believe this was part of the original line, right? 2010, yeah, a long time ago. So it was released in this same paint scheme with these same numbers and everything. So Matchbox does have a tendency to do that in 5-packs, in this line, in a lot of different lines. They take paint jobs from the past and apply them to new ones. Now, what sucks is if you've collected this line for a long time, you're getting repeats, but if you miss out on these the first time or you didn't collect them back when they first came out, this is a great chance to get these like older releases, because these are essentially the same as the first one. So let's go ahead and take a look at each and then we'll unbox them. So this is the Pierce Velocity aerial platform fire truck. I have quite a few of these, as you can see over here. I really like this casting. This is a classic like fire truck shaped body, bumper, everything. To me, this like hits all the right check boxes. Really like this casting, and it is in a green flame paint job. So I picked this one up because like that one's pretty unique. Same thing with this one, the black and gold. I think that one's kind of unique as well. So I might see eventually if I can collect every single one of them in this color, but I don't like, I think this one has had quite a few releases, so it might take me a while. But this one has had less releases. This is the Quantum Aerial Ladder Truck, right? Yeah. So this one just has a ladder on it. It does not have a bucket, which I think is interesting that they show the bucket on here, but they're just using the same graphic for both cards, I guess, even though the actual truck is different. Like there's no bucket up here on this one. So this looks great. Like I said, they are releasing a lot of different emergency vehicles in this like Matchbox County style paint job. So this will go along well with that, especially if you're into the action drivers towns. Like having everything match a certain fleet paint job is, oh, perfection. So here we have one of the coolest working rigs, in my opinion, the GMC C8500 Top Kick tree trimming truck. So this one has a lot of details, and you guys pointed out some details that I actually missed last time. So I'm excited to try them out on this one because I missed them on the last one, obviously. But this one's really cool. Like all the detail on this one. And then the classic dump truck, the International Workstar 7500 dump truck. Great looking. Like, I think this looks great in blue. I'm a huge fan of it in red. The last time we did an unboxing of it with the Road King livery, I like this one. That one will be hard to beat for me, but the blue looks pretty good too. So let's go ahead and open them up. I want to do the tree trimming truck first because that one's my favorite of the bunch, I think. So let's go ahead and bust this one open. Now, you guys showed me there was so much, or not so much that I missed, but there's like so many details that I missed some. So there you can see on the back that it advertises that the boom swivels and moves around, same with the bucket, and then it has a dump bed with a moving, like, and what do you call that in the back? Just like, what do you call this? Tailgate, I guess? The moving tailgate. So there you can see that it does move up and down. It's got the moving tailgate. The whole, this whole thing, the bucket extends really high. So if you're working on your action driver town, you can get to that second level parking garage or whatever. It does have this nice little platform over it, so when you're cutting tree branches, if one falls, it doesn't like bust a cab or shatter a window or anything. This also turns, I mean, there's just so much detail on this one, but the detail that I missed, if they still included it, were these. Let's see, there it goes. Right there, they have little like jack stands or like supports that when you're up in the air and you're putting a lot of heavy weight on the truck so it doesn't like tip side to side, those come out. And I miss it on this one because I just thought they were just part of the like chassis right there, but they're not. They also come out on this one. So thank you to those who shouted that out, that I missed that because I did not see that the first time. And there's just, so, I mean, how many moving parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the base 6, 7, 8. I mean, this has so many moving parts on it. To me, this is like just goals of moving parts on a vehicle. There's just so much you can do with it. So much play value, so much display value, like if you're into dioramas. And if you're into like, I don't know, like playing realistic towns, like, you know, there's a lot of hurricanes that have been happening this season. A lot of people need help and have lost power. And I feel like these trucks are alongside the power trucks all the time because they're trimming trees that have fallen or that people need to get to like the power lines with. So I see these on the news all the time. So it's kind of cool to see these like, you know, actual working rigs doing work in real life scenarios. So shout out to Matchbox for keeping it real and keep like putting this kind of detail in a casting because this is just an excellent release. It really is. And these don't like, some of them do that like squeak when you roll them a little bit, but they're not meant to go fast. They're just meant to like play with slowly because I've never seen a tree trimming truck like breaking the sound barrier or anything like that. So let's switch over and do a fire truck. So here is the Pierce Velocity in this beautiful green color. This one has the moving motion, like the moving part is the ladder there. All right. This looks good. Are you guys a fan of alternatively colored fire trucks or do you just prefer the red? Because I do. I really like red fire trucks. I think those look great. But I'm liking these different colored ones more because locally we have a blue one, we have a black one, and they look awesome in real life. So I've never seen a green one like this. Matchbox is known for doing their forestry service color, and this looks very similar to that. It's a little darker. It's not as pale, but it's very close. So I assume this is supposed to be like adjacent to that because it says fire district on it. It's got the Pierce logos. What does that say? So it does say forest. It says forest manager on it. So this is basically supposed to be like kind of like adjacent to those forestry service cars, but this has so much detail on it. Like look at the paneling. Just looks so realistic. They have a ton of different hoses, the outlets, the pressure valves, tons of different stuff. So this one has those like little pull out things too, as you can see, like the little jack stands, but these don't move. It would be cool if they did that. But on this one, we get this huge moving ladder part. So it actually notches. So it's like, I don't know if you can hear that, but it stays in place, which is kind of nice. And then it has a moving bucket up here and then an extendable ladder. Like, so that also goes fairly high. Like, look at that. Whoop. It's probably 6 inches high, probably half a foot. Huge. So that's, I mean, like the detail on this, the paint job. And I haven't really come across too many of these that have had paint errors. Like occasionally there's like a fuzzy graphic or something, but the quality of the paint and the tampos and everything else in these cars, Matchbox has done a really good job on these. I think I don't know if they just produce smaller quantities or have different factories than Hot Wheels, probably both. They just have a really quality product, and I think there's not a better example of that quality than this line. They just have such good quality. Look at those. This one has a little bit of that squeak because of the axles, but again, that's kind of the territory of these bigger vehicles with these bigger axles and tires. But man, that looks so good. Now I got another one to put in my collection over here. What's odd about that is it looks like the last one here that we did has headlight tampos. This one does not, which it would look cool with headlight tampos, but not kind of take what you get on those. Sometimes they do them, sometimes they don't. So I don't know why they chose to do them on some and not others. But all right, let's switch back to the dump truck. So this is a nice casting. If you have any type of construction town or diorama, these are a pretty cheap way to get a dump truck because the green light trucks are, while more detailed, they're more than double. Sometimes they're like 3 times the price of these. And if you go DCP even higher, those are like $50 to $100. So this is a very affordable way to get a nice licensed dump truck for your diorama town. So the blue color on this is amazing. It's like a blue flake. 4-Star Construction, a division of Matchbox Construction Inc. Just a really nice colorway. It's pretty simple. It's got taillights. It does have painted headlights. They are printer style graphic style. As you can see, they have the lines through them. It does have the little international mark on the grill. Pretty simple. Like there's not a ton of you know, like extra graphics on this, but it's done well. It's simple. It doesn't need to be over the top. It's a dump truck. It just looks great. So got a very deep dump bed. So you can put, I don't know, you can put a whole car in there, but you can see how deep it is with this Cobra. So, I mean, it's fairly deep. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. It does have the little dump gate on it as well, which is cool. And then it goes up with the like faux hydraulic ram. But just a really, really nice dump truck. So I like having trucks that match. So a lot of times if I like one like this one, or if I like this one, I'll try to hunt down a few of them so that I have a whole fleet of them like in real life. But when I compare it to this one, I think the chrome front bumper looks a little more realistic than just the gray plastic. That one looks a little toy-y to me. This one looks more of on a collector's level, more realistic, I think, because of the chrome. Like that looks a little toyish, where the chrome, I think, kind of takes that away. It actually looks like metal a little bit on this one. So that, if I was going to give any bad marks to it, I would just say the gray plastic kind of takes it down a little bit, but it's just, I mean, it's so cool though. You can never have too many dump trucks, even if they don't match. So, all right, let's do the last one here, the Pierce Quantum Aerial Ladder Truck. So I have one of these, or a couple of these, but I don't know where they are. I have a lot of different working rigs. As you can see, I have some of the dump trucks and the crop sprayer and stuff, but I don't know where this fire truck is. It's still in storage somewhere, I'm pretty sure, but this is a good looking truck. So this one does have headlights. They're blue headlights. I don't know what those silver things are. I guess just more detail. It's got detailed bumpers. It's got detailed side. Again, really nice graphics on these. They're crisp. They're straight. They are printer style graphics because they're on that kind of like textured surface, but they still look good to me. Like even here on the plastic, these arrows look just as good to me as they do on the glossy metal cab there. I think they did a good job with those. Matchbox County. So this one will go nice with the other vehicles that are kind of branded the same way. The chrome looks good on these. Let's see, when did this first come out? Does have a year on it. So this came out in 2008. So this is one of the OG ones. And look at the size of that screw. That is crazy. I don't know if I've seen a screw that big. Man, that's crazy. So here is the moving part. This one, does this one click too? Yeah, so this one notches as well. This one does not have a rescue bucket. So let's see. See how I can get these up there. Here it is. Here it goes. So it locks right there. So that is as tall as that one. So let's get the other fire truck out and see which one goes taller here. Boom. Oh, just got, well, actually, they really go the same size. It's very close. The only thing that this one has on it that kind of gives it a little extra is that bucket, which gives it the extra, you know what, 1/4 inch or something. But not too bad. They're pretty close. Right there. That looks awesome too. In your town, if you could have them both at a high rise or a parking garage or something, that would work. Like this, I do like the gray on this. I think it looks pretty realistic. And they did a good job on the ladder. Like there's not a ton of like plastic slack on the side where it's like gonna cut you, or like that you have to trim it off or anything. Again, some of that Matchbox quality you can see just in those kind of details themselves. But this truck has a lot of detail. It's cool because if you just sit here and look at it, you can see more and more detail. So you have the sirens. I think those are fans or vents. The interior does have quite a few seats in it, even though it's hard to see. It's got detailing on the side, really tons of detail on the back. It's got a fairly detailed chassis. It's got the drive shafts, the axles. I mean, it looks good. This is just a solid fire truck. And I love that paint job. That we'll get some use out of that in our Action Drivers Town and stuff. So again, I still think that this one, the little bucket truck, is my favorite of the two fire trucks, but both of these you can't go wrong. I really hope they release this one in this paint scheme because I would love to have them match so we could use them in the same town. Cool. Well, let me know what you think of these. It was a pretty simple, easy video. We just went over and covered them all. Let me know which ones are your favorites. If you've been able to find any of these in your store, whether they're a little bit older releases or these. I have a really hard time finding these a lot of times because I'll like either hit gold or there's nothing. Like I'll either get all of these at one time or I can't find a single one. It'll be like the road scraper that sits at our store for like 5 months and then I can't find any more. But I really like this GM like oh my gosh, tree trimming truck. I like this a lot. I think the detail looks good. I hope they release this in more colors this coming year. Same with all of these. Really, I would love to get these in any color because these are fleet vehicles and the more you can have in your fleet, the better. So let me know which ones are your favorites. I really appreciate you watching this Sam 64 Wheels. Like and subscribe as always. I'll have more videos coming up. I have some monster trucks, some other stuff, just a ton of stuff to do in general. So I appreciate you watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.